Welcome back to Beauty 101. This video is all about eyeshadow and eye makeup in general. I thought about whether I wanted to do a separate video for eyeliner and mascara, but there's honestly not much to tell you about eyeliner and mascara. So I decided to make this one video all about eyeshadow, eyeliner, and mascara. So it'll be a full eye makeup Beauty 101 tutorial. If you are new to this Beauty 101 series, make sure you check out all the other videos in the series. I'm telling you, you guys are going to love them. I really break down every different product for every different step in the process for makeup. Every other video before this one has led to this point. All we really have left is eyeshadow and lips. Lips will be my next and final video, so let's jump right in. All right, so eyeshadow palettes can be super overwhelming. It's really hard to know which brands to buy eyeshadow from. Off the bat, I'm gonna tell you right now, I have not found any drugstore, like, I'm not talking about Ulta, I'm talking about like CVS. I have not found any like CVS, Walgreens, true drugstore eyeshadow palettes that have worked for me. I could very well be wrong. They could absolutely exist. I have never found them. So I love, at like a drugstore price, the Morphe eyeshadow palettes. I think they're amazing. Jaclyn Hill has some amazing ones, but honestly, in general, I love all the Morphe palettes. There are a few really small palettes that just have 3 shades in them, and those are so good for beginners, and they are super affordable. I also really love all the Tarte eyeshadow palettes, the Tartelette Toasted palette, the Tartelette in Bloom palette. Those are really good for beginners because they have everything you need. They have mattes, they have shimmers, they have warm shades, cool shades, neutral shades, basically everything you need. And you can create a million different looks with just one palette that's gonna last you for a while. I would say like one palette's gonna last you at least a year, if not longer. The palette that I'm gonna use today is from Charlotte Tilbury, and I have 2 from Charlotte Tilbury that I wanna show you. This is the Pillow Talk Luxury palette, and it's probably my favorite eyeshadow palette of all time, just because, first of all, the shades, second of all, the formulas, and third, I love that there are only 4 shades. I love that there are 2 mattes, 2 shimmers. These shades are so good. They are so natural, but they add so much to a makeup look, and they're so simple. So that's why I love this palette so much. I also adore the Pillow Talk Instant Eye palette. This one is basically just a more intense version and a slightly warmer version of the other palette. So these shades are just gonna give you a lot more variety. It's honestly like 4 palettes in one, and I have a full video using this palette, so I will link that below and you can check it out if you're interested in seeing this baby in action. But for the purpose of today's video, I really wanted to just show you my favorite palette, perfect for an everyday eyeshadow look. I would honestly wear this out. This is it for me. In terms of tools, you're going to need 3 brushes. That's right, you don't need 100 brushes. You only need 3. And I know 3 might sound like a lot to the person who is new to makeup, but I promise you these are worth it, and these will be all you'll use every day. And if you get better and better and you start enjoying makeup more, you add more to your collection. But I'm telling you, to create like a really beautiful full-on eyeshadow makeup look, all you need is these 3 brushes right here. So the first is honestly, these are so worn out, the R37 from Morphe. Then you want the E40 from Sigma, and then the E17 from Morphe. These are super affordable brushes. I want to say the Sigma is the most expensive one. This might be like $17, but these are super cheap. So I think altogether these are going to cost you like $30 or $40, which I know seems crazy for brushes, but invest in a couple good brushes and you're good. You're going to be able to do it all. Let's get started. I'm going to take my Pillow Talk Luxury palette, and I'm basically gonna work my way around this palette. I will use all 4 shades just to show you guys kind of where they go. And if you have a palette that you're using at home that's different, you're still gonna be able to follow along with this tutorial. I always start out with the lightest shade in any palette, especially if there's only 4 shades. So that would be this like pinkish, really light pink, neutral, rosy tint. On the back of this palette, it does say 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't follow that. You absolutely can. I just don't. I start with matte, then I go to shimmer. So I will do light matte, dark matte, and then I'll show you where we put the shimmers. This matte eyeshadow shade, which means it has no shimmer, it's just like a matte shade, is so pretty. I'm gonna coat my brush, and I'm going to start on the outer part of my eyelid, like this pocket right here. And I'm just going to, in small circular motion, start dusting this in the crease and down onto the lid. I also do these back and forth motions as well. And I'm not dipping back into the palette. I'm really using what I've got on my brush. And this is gonna create like the most beautiful wash of color. It just intensifies the eye. You can see how much more blue my eye already looks. And something about this eyeshadow shade, you guys, it's probably one of my favorite eyeshadow shades ever. So let's do the same thing on the other side. I'm using the same brush, same exact technique, just circular motions, basically covering the entire lid up into the crease. All right, so once that is done, we're just gonna work our way down. So now I'm gonna go into this brown shade. It's a neutral, I would say it's a pretty light brown, which I love. Dark browns can get a little sketchy, so you just wanna be careful. So for this shade, I am gonna keep this shade a little bit more focused just in the crease. I'm not gonna do my entire lid with this. And you can see I'm getting a teeny bit of fallout. See this fallout right here? Totally normal. Just make sure your makeup is set and you have you've put some translucent powder on, and we're gonna be able to dust that away. It's no big deal. Right, so just grabbing a clean brush and really lightly just dusting that away. Completely gone now, and we are good. Once you start adding darker shades into your eyeshadow, you'll see it's a little bit harder to get that like seamless blended look. So I'm gonna grab my E40, clean, nothing on it, and I'm just gonna really lightly hit the edges and make sure that everything is blended really seamlessly. This might take a teeny bit of pigment away, but that's totally fine. You can always go in with more. The most important thing about like a really beautiful eyeshadow look is creating dimension, obviously with these colors, but really just having everything seamlessly blended together. I'm adding a teeny bit more on this side, and I'm really just keeping that in the crease, but I'm not being so specific with it that I'm like stressed if it's like getting everywhere. I'm really just in the crease. Some's gonna be on the lid. I'm gonna bring it in. It's all good. Sometimes I will then go back in that pink shade and do a little bit more on the lid just to keep that like light, fresh, pinky shade. We don't want the brown to cover up all of it, and sometimes I get a little heavy-handed and it will. So I'm just going back over to make sure that that pink is still peeking through a little bit. Now I'm gonna grab that E17, that more precise brush, and I'm gonna dip into those two shades we used, and I'm just gonna hit the lower lash line, okay? This brush is the key to good lower lash line eyeshadow. I think a lot of people have issues with lower lash line eyeshadow. Could be the shades you're using, but it very well could be the brush you're using. So you just wanna make sure you have something that is the perfect size to fit right in this pocket, like right where my eyelash almost ends. My eyes are just shaped this way, like I have this little space right here, which is exactly where I want that to be. This is going to make the eyes pop significantly more. You can see how much more blue and like pop my eyes have now because we've put color all the way around the eye. Gonna add a teeny bit more of that brown just here, like on the outer part of the lid, just because I'm trying to add dimension and I just want it to be a little bit of a deeper color. So I'm really just like pushing this in, and you can see like I'm kind of just figuring out how my eyeshadow is looking and then adding what I feel is necessary. I think that looks great. I'm gonna grab my clean brush and just kind of dust everything to make sure it's all blended. All right, now I'm gonna go into the shimmers. So I actually like to mix these two shimmers together. When I'm applying shimmer shadows, I always use my finger. I think it's the best way to get the pigment and the payoff that you want. So I'm just going to push this into the corner of my eye. My eye is shut. And I'm gonna bring it up a teeny bit just inside. So it's right at the like very inside, like right above the tear duct. I feel like once I add this little bit of shimmer to the inner corner and a little bit on that upper lid, I just feel like this completes the look. Can you guys see how pretty that is? As I'm pressing this product into the corner, some product is getting down like on the inner part right here of my eye. I love that. That's the point. I love when that happens. I might also add a teeny bit of shimmer just right on top of that highlight that we put in my highlight video, just to kind of bring everything together a little bit more. Sometimes I'll even do like a little bit on my Cupid's bow, a little bit on my nose. Like I will use the shimmers in this palette to just pull everything together. Now you could absolutely just slap some mascara on and call it a day, but I do want to talk through eyeliner with you guys really quick. We're going to add a little bit just to add a little more definition to the eyes. So my two favorite eyeliners are the classic eye powder pencil from Charlotte. You can see mine's super small. I'm almost to the end. And if you want a more dramatic, like full-on smoky eye and you want like a black eyeliner, I love the Maybelline Eye Studio. This is a super affordable drugstore product. It comes in this little pot and it's really easy to apply with a angled brush. I'm not gonna do that today just because, like I said, I wanna keep this as attainable and realistic as possible. Like, I'm not slapping on a winged liner every day. I'm probably, if I'm wearing any eyeliner at all, I'm wearing this one. So the key to eyeliner, and really the point of it for me, is to make my eyelashes look thicker. So I start off with my eyeliner and I will just do the base of my lashes in the waterline here. If this is weird for you and this doesn't work for you, you don't have to do it, of course, but this is what's gonna really make your lashes look thicker really, really super fast. And you can see the definition that that adds compared to that. Then I'm gonna come up on top of the lashes and I'm gonna kind of do the same thing. I'm staying on the lash line, but I'm just pressing this pencil into the lash line to give my lashes the effect that they are thicker than they are. So I don't necessarily want it to look like I'm wearing eyeliner. You know, like for this type of look, I'm not doing, like I said, that wing, that crazy, like, I don't know, line. Like, I don't want to see the liner. I really just want to feel like I have thicker lashes. How many times can I say that to you? All right, so you can really see the difference between this eye and this eye, right? I didn't do much, but once we put that mascara on, you're gonna see like how much more thick our lashes look. And I'm only keeping the product on the outer part of the eye. I'm not putting eyeliner in here. Like, I know people say lash line and they think like, oh, right above your eyelashes. I am putting this eyeliner literally where my eyelashes grow out of. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, where they're growing from, that's where I'm putting the product. And that's why the eyeliner is so important, the eyeliner you're using, because if your eyeliner only comes off when you're like pulling your lid and you're like, you know, rubbing it on crazy, it's not gonna work for this type of look because you need the pigment to come right off of the pencil. And you wanna make sure there is no bare skin between the eyeliner and your eyelash. Nothing bothers me more when I see someone with makeup on and you can see there's space in between. To me, I'm like, it just defeats the purpose of wearing eyeliner because you can just totally tell, you know, it's just like so noticeable and we don't want that. I don't do liner on the lower lash line. Sometimes I will just to define those lower lashes, but in general, I don't need to. The last step is mascara. The first is the Tarte Maneater mascara. This is like a sneaky good one that I feel like not a lot of people talk about. It's really, really good for lengthening the lashes. I love the wand. It seems like since it doesn't have like long fibers on it that it wouldn't be good, but I'm telling you, it thickens and really lengthens the lashes. I really love this one. I also love the L'Oreal Telescopic. That one's amazing for making your lashes look super long. Like the fibers just grab on to your lashes like crazy. And that one is so, so affordable. And then probably my all-time favorite is the Too Faced Better Than Sex. And that's the one I'm gonna use today. It gives you like that beautiful, messy, thick, fluffy, curly lash, which is what I'm always going for. When we apply mascara, we want to start at the base of the lash and pull out, right? Sometimes I'll wiggle my wand in my lashes just to make sure they're all getting coated because we really want them to be separated and coated. If they're all together, they're not going to look like there's as many of them, right? Like you really want to make sure they're separated and defined. Personally, I feel like that looks like I have lash extensions on, and I truly attribute that to the eyeliner trick. Putting that eyeliner really, really low on the lash line and then putting on a mascara like this, the combo just is so amazing. I absolutely love how this ends up looking. You want to make sure you don't get any mascara on your face. But if you do, let the mascara dry, and then you will be able to very easily flick it off with a spoolie or your fingernail once it's dry. If you smudge it when it's wet, it's gonna ruin the rest of your makeup, so don't do that. I don't ever use an eyelash curler. They're honestly really bad for your lashes. Some people's lashes are just like sticking out straight, or they're all crazy and you really need it, and I completely understand that. Personally, they would help this left lash, but I don't need it enough where I'm like gonna damage my lashes if I don't have to. That was definitely the longest of all of my Beauty 101 videos because I really did like 3 in 1, but I didn't want to leave you hanging with just eyeshadow on. I wanted to do like a full eye look for you guys so that you could follow along and hopefully learn something. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Make sure you catch the next and final episode, which will be lips. I will see you there.